Well, hi there, and welcome to Storytime for Kids. I'm Mrs. McCurley, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Today we're going to be celebrating with the Irish story version of Cinderella called Fair, Brown, and Trembling. Oh, be sure to subscribe. Let's get started with our story. King Aed Carucha lived in Tir Conal, and he had 3 daughters, whose names were Fair, Brown, and Trembling. Fair and Brown had new dresses and went to church every Sunday. But Trembling was kept at home to do the cooking and the work. They would not let her go out of the house at all, for she was more beautiful than the other 2, and they were in dread that she might marry before themselves. They carried on this way for 7 years. At the end of 7 years, the son of the king of Omania fell in love with the eldest sister, Fair. One Sunday morning, after the other 2 had gone to church, the old henwife came into the kitchen to Trembling and said, "It's at church you ought to be this day, instead of working here at home." "How can I go?" said Trembling. "I have no clothes good enough to wear to church, and if my sisters were to see me, well, they'd kill me for going out of the house." "I'll give you," said the henwife, "a finer dress than either of them has ever seen. And now, tell me, what dress will you have?" "Well, I'll have," said Trembling, "a dress as white as snow, and green shoes for my feet." Then the henwife put on the cloak of darkness, clipped a piece from the old clothes the young woman had on, and asked for the whitest robes in the world and the most beautiful that could be found, and a pair of green shoes. That moment, she had the robe and the shoes, and she brought them to Trembling, who put them on. When Trembling was dressed and ready, the henwife said, "I have a honey bird here to sit on your right shoulder and a honey finger to put on your left. At the door stands a milk-white mare with a golden saddle for you to sit on and a golden bridle to hold in your hand." Trembling sat on the golden saddle, and when she was ready to start, the henwife said, "You must not go inside the door of the church. The minute the people rise up at the end of the Mass, do you make off and ride home as fast as the mare will carry you." When Trembling came to the door of the church, there was no one inside who could get enough of a glimpse of her, but was striving to know who she was. And when they saw her hurrying away at the end of Mass, well, they ran out to overtake her. But no use in their running. She was away before any man could come near to her. From the minute she left the church till she got home, she overtook the wind before her and outstripped the wind from behind her. She came down at the door, went in, and found that the henwife had the dinner ready. She put off the white robes and had on her old dress in a twinkling. When the 2 sisters came home, the henwife asked, "Have you any news today from the church?" "We have great news," said they. "We saw a wonderful grand lady at the church door. The like of the robes we've never seen on any woman before. It's little that was thought of our dresses beside what she had on. Yeah, and there wasn't a man at the church, from the king to the beggar, but was trying to look at her and know who she was." The sisters would give no peace till they had 2 dresses like the robes of the strange lady. But honeybirds and honeyfingers were not to be found. Next Sunday, the 2 sisters went to church again and left the youngest at home to cook the dinner. After they had gone, the henwife came in and asked, "Will you go to church today?" "I would go," said Trembling, "if I could get the going." "What robe will you wear?" asked the henwife. "The finest black satin that can be found, and red shoes for my feet." "What color do you want the mare to be?" want her to be so black and so glossy that I can see myself in her body." The henwife put on the cloak of darkness and asked for the robes and the mare, and that moment, ta-da! She had them. When Trembling was dressed, the henwife put the honey bird on her right shoulder and the honey finger on her left. The saddle on the mare was silver, and so was the bridle. When Trembling sat in the saddle and was going away, the henwife ordered her strictly not to go inside the door of the church, but to rush away as soon as the people rose up at the end of Mass and hurry home on the mare before any man could stop her. That Sunday, the people were more astonished than ever and gazed at her more than the first time. And all they were thinking of was to know who she was. But they had no chance, for the moment the people rose at the end of the Mass, she slipped from the church, was in the silver saddle, and home before any man could stop to talk to her. The henwife had the dinner ready. Trembling took off her satin robe and had on her old clothes before her sisters got home. "What news have you today?" asked the henwife of the sisters. And when they came from the church, "Oh, we saw the grand lady today again, and it's little any man could think of our dresses after looking at the robes of the satin she had on. And all those at church, from high to low, had their mouths hanging open, gazing at her, and no man was looking at us." The two sisters gave neither rest nor peace till they got dresses as nearly like the strange lady's robes as they could find. Of course, they were not so good, for the likes of those robes could not be found anywhere in Erin. When the third Sunday came, Fair and Brown went to church dressed in black satin. Left they Trembling at home to work in the kitchen, and told her to be sure and have dinner ready when they came back. After they had gone and were out of sight, the henwife came to the kitchen and said, "Well, my dear, are you going for church today?" "I would go if I had a new dress to wear." "I'll get you any dress you ask for. What dress would you like?" asked the henwife. "A dress red as a rose from the waist down, and white as the snow from the waist up, and a cape on my shoulders of green, and a hat on my head with red, white, and a green feather in it, and shoes for my feet with the toes red, and the middle white, and the backs and heels green." And the henwife put on the cloak of darkness, wished for all these things, and ta-da! Had them. When Trembling was dressed, the henwife put the honey bird on her right shoulder and the honey finger on her left, and placing the hat on her head, clipped a few hairs from one lock and a few from another with her scissors. And that moment the most beautiful golden hair was flowing down over the girl's shoulders. Then the henwife asked what kind of a mare she would like. She said white, and with blue and gold-colored diamond-shaped spots all over its body, and on her back a saddle of gold, and on her head a golden bridle. Well, the mare stood there before the door, and a bird sitting between her ears, which began to sing cheep, 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 cheep as soon as Trembling was in the saddle, and never stopped till she came home from church. The fame of the beautiful, strange lady had gone out through the world, and all the princes and great men that were in it came to church that Sunday, each one hoping that it was himself she would have her home with him after Mass. The son of the king of Omania forgot all about that eldest sister and remained outside the church so as to catch the strange lady before she could hurry away this time. The church was more crowded than ever before, and there were 3 times as many outside. There was such a throng before the church that Trembling could only come inside the gate. As soon as the people were rising up at the end of Mass, The lady slipped out through the gate, was in the golden saddle in an instant, and sweeping away ahead of the wind. Ha ha! But if she was, the Prince of Omaña was at her side, and seizing her by the foot, he galloped with the mare for 30 perches and never let go of the beautiful lady till the shoe was pulled from her foot and he was left behind with it in his hand. She came home as fast as the mare could carry her and was thinking all the time that the henwife would kill her for losing the shoe. Seeing her so vexed and so changed in the face, well, the old henwife woman asked her, "What's the trouble on you now?" "Oh, I've lost one of the shoes off my feet," said Trembling. "Don't mind that. Don't be vexed," said the henwife. "Maybe it's the best thing that's ever happened to you." Then Trembling gave up all the things she had to the henwife, put on her old clothes, and went to work in the kitchen. When the sisters came home, the henwife asked, "Have you any news from the church?" "We have indeed," said they, "for we saw that the grandest sight today. That strange lady came again, in grander array than even before, and on herself and the horse she rode were the finest colors of the world, and between the ears of the horse was a bird, which never stopped singing from the time she came till the time she sent away. The lady herself, is the most beautiful woman ever seen by men in Erin." After Trembling had disappeared from the church, the son of the king of Omaña said to the other king's sons, "I will have that lady for my own." And they all said, "You didn't win her just by taking the shoe off her foot. You'll have to win her by the point of the sword, so you'll have to fight for her with us before you can call her your own." "Well," said the son of the king of Omaña, "when I find the lady that shoe will fit, I'll fight for her, never fairer, before I leave her to any of you." Then all of the king's sons were uneasy and anxious to know who was she that had lost the shoe. And they began to travel all over Erin to find her. The Prince of Omaña and all the others went in a great company together and made the round of Erin. They went everywhere, north, south, east, west. They visited every place where a woman was to be found and left not a house in the entire kingdom they did not search, to know they could find the woman the shoe would fit, not caring whether she was rich or poor or of high or low degree. The Prince of Omaña always kept the shoe, and when the young women saw it, they had great hopes, for it was of proper size, neither too large nor too small, and it would beat any man to know of what material it was made. One woman thought it would fit her if she cut a little from her great toe, and another, with too short a foot, put something in the tip of her stocking. But no use. They only spoiled their feet and were curing them for months afterwards. The two sisters, Fair and Brown, heard that the princes of the world were looking all over Erin for the woman that could wear the shoe, and every day they were talking of trying it on. And one day, Trembling spoke up and said, "Maybe it's my foot that the shoe would fit." "Oh, the breaking of the dog's foot on you! Why say so when you're at home every Sunday?" they said to her. They were that way, waiting and scolding the younger sister, always, till the princes were near the palace. The day they were to come, the sisters put Trembling in a closet and locked the door on her. When the company came to the house, the Prince of Omaña gave the shoe to the sisters. But though they tried and tried, it would fit neither of them. "Is there any other young woman in the house?" asked the prince. "There is," said Trembling, speaking up from in the closet. "I'm here." "Oh, we have her for nothing but to put out the ashes," said the sisters. But the prince and the others wouldn't leave the house till they had seen her. So the two sisters had to open the door. When Trembling came out, the shoe was given to her, and it fitted exactly. The Prince of Omaña looked at her and said, You are the woman the shoe fits, and you are the woman I took the shoe from." Then Trembling spoke up and said, "Do you stay here till I return?" Then she went to the henwife's house. The old woman put on the cloak of darkness, got everything for her she had had the first Sunday at church, and put her on the white mare in the same fashion. Then Trembling rode along the highway to the front of the house, and all who saw her said, for the first time, "This is the lady we saw at church." Then she went away a second time, and a second time came back on the black mare, in the second dress which the henwife had given her. And all who saw her the second Sunday said, "That is the lady we saw at church." And a third time she asked for a short absence, and soon came back on the third mare in the third dress. And all who saw her the third time said, "That is the lady we saw at the church." Every man was satisfied and knew that she was this woman. Then all the princes and great men spoke up and said to the son of the king of Omania, "You'll have to fight now for her before we let her go with you." "I'm here before you, ready for combat," answered the prince. Then the son of the king of Lochhelm stepped forth, and the struggle began. And a terrible struggle it was. They fought for 9 hours, and then the son of the king of Lochlin stopped, gave up his claim, and left the field. But the next day, the son of the king of Spain fought for 6 hours before yielding his claim. And on the third day, the son of the king of Narfoy fought 8 hours before he stopped. And the fourth day, it was the son of Greece, fought 6 hours until he stopped. And on the fifth day, no more strange princes wanted to fight. And all the sons of the kings of Erin said they would not fight a man of their own land. And that the strangers had had their chance, and as no others came to claim the woman, she belonged of right to the son of the king of Omania. The marriage day was fixed, and the invitations were sent out, and the wedding lasted for a year and a day. And when the wedding was over, the king's son brought home the bride. And when the time came, a son was born. And the beautiful couple lived happily ever after. And that is our story of Fair, Brown, and Trembling. And happy St. Patrick's Day! And thanks so much for helping us celebrate here at Storytime for Kids. And until next time, happy Storytime! Bye!